He sees the majority of people around him to be beneath him, and he is better than everybody.
Hey you guys, what is up? It is Blynn. Welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are you doing? So I was initially going to make this video more jokey, more light-hearted, but girl, more stuff has been coming out about all of this drama between Rich Lux and Dustin Daly and Nick Snyder. Also, Paige Christie, as she's now known, has got involved again. And also, I want to talk a little bit more about the whole Van Luke situation. You know, I'm really trying not to involve Van Luke anymore because she doesn't want to be involved in it from now on. But there are some things that we need to go over in this video. As I said, I really wanted to make this more funny and add jokes and everything. But honestly, it's dark. There's not really anything funny about this situation. So unfortunately, I'm going to do this video as a voiceover because there's a lot of information that we need to include. Somebody called It's Vanessa on YouTube yesterday put out a video all about Rich Lux, basically kind of talking about a lot of the same things that Dustin Daly said about Rich Lux, claiming that Rich has this ego and that Rich wants to be some big famous celebrity. I'm going to include some of the clips from Vanessa's video in here and we're going to go over that. But first of all, I just want you to see some of what was being said about Rich from Vanessa.
He sees the majority of people around him to be beneath him, and he is better than everybody. I have personally watched Rich hand a wallet, a little card reader for about $20 from a Michael Kors store to one of our friends and said, "Here, girl, so you can stop being poor." He loves to call myself, because I was working a regular 9-to-5 job at the time, and another one of our friends who is, does not have a lot of money. He loves to call us poor. I watched him as he handed this wallet and he started saying, "I'm going to make you the next Teresa Romer." No one wants to be the next Teresa Romer.
Okay, girl, that bit I can agree with. I think nobody wants to be the next Teresa Romer. I can agree with that. We all know that Teresa Romer is rich, has a big house, all of that stuff. But girl, yeah, I would not want to be the next Teresa Romer either. So Vanessa, I get you on that one.
I also think it's really funny that you like to call us poor, because I absolutely remember me being the peasant that you see that I am, or think that I am. You handed me your card and all the purchases that you wanted to make and your assistants to wait in line for you and check out for you, and your card got declined. And then when I had to tell you that your card got declined, you handed me a second card that also got declined. It was not until the third card that you handed me until your transaction was approved. Also, speaking of being poor, you called myself and the same friend poor again in a Walgreens store, probably about a year or so later. And I also think it's really funny that you call us poor, given the fact that majority of your videos, when you're sitting at these long tables and you're like, "Okay, guys, what's on the agenda for today?" You're sitting in the media center of the high-rise apartment that you live in.
Okay, so this bit for me was kind of a moot point. What does it matter if he's sitting in the media center of the apartment complex where he lives in? What does that matter? He's not saying verbally, "Oh, this is, my dining table," or anything like that. I was like, girl, what does that even have to do with anything? Okay, Rich Lux is grandiose. He is extra. But you know what? He puts on the clown makeup. He does his videos. That is what he is. He is a comedian. It's satire. It's not to be taken seriously. So I don't get why you're trying to come for Rich for acting a little bit, grandiose and larger than life. That is who he is. Live your best life, Rich. I mean, girl, how are you going to try and come for him over some shopping and, acting a little bit larger than life, acting a little bit extra? I know that some people don't like people who are a little bit extra, but we're talking about people like Dustin Daly, Nick Snyder, Paige Christie, who've all been friends with Rich for years. And they're suddenly now bringing up this argument that Rich is extra again. But what I will say on that is, Yes, as I've said before, I went back into my own YouTube videos, go back to 1 year ago in my own YouTube videos, and you guys can see that Dustin brought all of this up then, that he was complaining about Rich being extra, having a bit of an ego, acting like a celebrity and all of that. Rich was doing that then, and Dustin was bringing that up then, a year ago. So if you want a refresher, that video is up on my channel. If nothing else, at least that kind of gives you an idea of Dustin Daly's pattern of behaviour, right? The fact that Dustin was doing all of this a year ago and now that it's come up again, it shows Dustin's pattern of behaviour, if you ask me.
Your pretentious behavior is absolutely disgusting and no one likes it. I have tried to privately talk to you about this multiple times. I always told you that people would like you if you were a lot more relatable. This whole entire you stepping out of Uber Blacks while someone is holding an umbrella for you and opening up your door, and someone else is recording you while you're walking out of this SUV, pretending that there's droves of people in awe that Rich Lux is there. Girl, no one's looking at you. No one sees you. No one knows who you are. Just be fucking normal. It's not that hard.
Girl, what does this remind you of? Does this in any way remind you of Dustin Daly in his own video telling Rich Lux that he would never amount to anything? You know, to me, again, that is not constructive criticism. You know, telling Rich that he won't amount to anything, telling Rich that he shouldn't behave the way that he behaves, the fact that he shouldn't do these things that he does for the camera. You know, Rich does things for the camera. The fact that you're telling him he shouldn't do that, the fact that you're kind of dissing him for doing that, it's like you're just trying to talk down on him, in my opinion. You know, that's how it seems. Like you're kind of jealous of him a little bit maybe, or you're just trying to talk down on him and piss on his parade. You know what I mean?
You don't have a brand, Rich. No one cares about your brand. I know in your eyes you think of yourself as a Jeffree Star and that you have a brand, but you just truly don't.
Girl, that was exactly the same thing that Dustin Daly said. That was exactly what Dustin Daly said about Rich Lux. Girl, you think you're Jeffree Star, you're never going to be Jeffree Star. Exactly what Dustin Daly said in his video that was ripping into Rich Lux.
Speaking of being poor, you came to me and asked me, hey, do you want to make $200? Will you drive us to this casino that is like an hour and a half away? Sure, hell yeah, I'll do it. Remember, I'm poor, I'll do it. So I drive you to the casino. We're there for a long time. We have a great time. But you go over to another mutual friend of ours and you convince her to pay $200 under a totally different reason and saying, oh, hey, she's a single mom. We should give her some money, blah, 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 for taking us, blah, blah, blah. But the story that you sold me and the story that you sold this other person were two completely different things. Again, your behavior is absolutely appalling and disgusting. Okay.
My question is, why did none of these people ever confront Rich about his grandiose behaviour when it was all going on? Why wait until now to come out in YouTube videos and have it out with Rich now? Why now? You know, why didn't you confront Rich at the time? Then Vanessa also gets into this whole debacle where Rich was going to get a birthday cake made for Nick Snyder. Surely if you're friends with somebody, you would talk to them about these things as they happened, rather than waiting and doing a YouTube video, dissing your friend like a year or two down the line.
I cannot have almonds even on my skin. I'll break out. I'll get hives everywhere. It's really bad. Rich bought a cake for Nick for his birthday, even though I had already purchased a cake for Nick for his birthday, and Rich knew about this. But no, Rich being Rich and having to be the center of attention had to get this grandiose cake for Nick, even though I was having one made that would have been really funny and really shady and Nick would have appreciated it. But like I said, Rich being Rich, he had to be the center of attention and be the star of the show. And not only did he purchase this cake, he also went to another friend of ours, Dustin, and said, hey, listen, do you want to get in on this cake, blah, 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 blah. And Dustin sent him $175 for this cake. There's probably no way in hell this cake even costs $175. So this cake had almond extract in it. I cannot have almond extract. Again, I'm deathly allergic to it. When I took a bite of this cake, I could tell right away that it had almond extract. I've had almond extract before. I know what it tastes like. So I could tell right away that it had almond extract in it. I spit it out. When it was like halfway swallowed, I spit it out. My friend gave me 2 to 3 allergy pills. I took them right away. Like I said, I didn't go to the hospital. I didn't think it was necessary, but my tongue and mouth did swell and I could feel my throat tighten a little bit. Now, Rich claims that during this whole entire time, he was checking on me and making sure I was okay and everything was fine. And that's absolutely 100% not true. Did you check on me? Yes, you did. But you also, the whole entire time, harassed me repeatedly and asked me and demanded repeatedly that I apologize to one of your assistants because I made a joke after they spilled a drink and everyone laughed. Did I make a joke about the assistant? No. Did I make a joke about the situation because they accidentally spilled a drink? Yes. Did this person find it funny and laugh? Yes, they did. I was having this allergic reaction, and I had multiple people around me checking on me and sitting with me in the living room and making sure I was okay. You, Rich, were not one of them.
I watched the entirety of Vanessa's video, and honestly, all I can think is it sounded very similar to Dustin's video, where Dustin was calling Rich Lux out for his behaviour and his ego and wanting to be Jeffree Star. You know, that was the basic gist of it that I got from the whole of Vanessa's video. You know, fair enough, she wants to come out and talk about her experiences with Rich, but again, you know, it did sound very similar to Dustin Daily, and all I can think at this point is, are Rich's old friends really trying to cancel him? You know, that is all I can think. And is it because they're jealous? Is it because they don't like the fact that Rich has got a fan base who enjoys his content and who knows it's comedy? His fan base are along for the ride. So are these people pressed that Rich has got people who enjoy his content? And aside from trying to cancel Rich, they're also going for anyone who sticks up for Rich, like they did with Van Luke. Now, Paige got into it with Van Luke on Twitter and said to Van Luke, do you really want to know the truth about Rich's behaviour? And this whole thing transpired where Paige had a conversation with Van Luke. Paige was very open about it. Paige brought it out onto Twitter publicly. But like, to me, if you're going to get Van Luke to DM you so that you can talk to her about Rich, then you say it all publicly on Twitter. It's like, okay, well, you didn't really need to DM Van Luke then if you were just going to say it all publicly.
Okay. So this is the conversation. Oh God, it went on for ages. But she said, you can't sub to somebody if you have them, blah, 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 blah. I said, anyway, my DMs are open. I'll send you the entire chat if you want. You want the truth or no? Question mark. She says, yes, I do. So from that point, I sent her the entire chat so that she was able to see it for herself. And I posted this online purely because I knew that there was no way that Van Luke would be able to dispute this because now she'd seen it for her own eyes, right? So I said, I've shown Van Luke the conversation and how it went down. She knows several things now. 1, that all his friends told him privately to rectify the situation. 2, that he was aware of Dustin's intentions to make a video to depart himself from the consistent fuck-ups of Rich. 3, that Rich lost his temper with his friends, including myself, and never responded to me or others. 4, that he lied about insignificant pieces of information directly to her on stream that she can now see is untrue. Van Luke is now weaponized with the truth. What she decides to do with it is now up to her. It's sad that I had to give her the info that's missing. Her friend left her to fight out here with no armor. And that's essentially the conversation and what I said. But she's seen the conversation now. There's no way that she could say, oh, you know, they were lying and, you know, well, how do we know that this is not true? No, you know now. The truth is out there.
That whole thing was in regard to Van Luke's live stream on YouTube because Paige thought that she was blocked from speaking to Van Luke on YouTube. So Paige, you know, said, oh, Van Luke, you've got me blocked. And Van Luke was like, no, I don't have you blocked. I think that my comments are on subs only. But Paige actually could leave a comment on Van Luke's live stream. So I don't think that Paige was actually ever blocked, because if you were blocked, you wouldn't be able to leave a comment. So I don't know, but whatever, they sorted that out between them. They talked, and Paige sent Van Luke the whole group chat that was between Dustin, Rich, Nick and Paige. This was where they were talking about Dustin doing a YouTube video about Rich's behaviour. So Rich knew that Dustin's video was coming. From there, it went on to Rich having Paige blocked. Now, this is really weird because, you know, if you're friends with somebody over a long period of time, to block them over them telling you, hey, we don't like your thumbnail, we think you're doing too much clickbait. Yeah, okay, it's quite a lot to block somebody, you know, and I'm not defending Rich for that. You know, if he blocked Paige because he felt he didn't like the way that she spoke to him. You know, that's what he told me. So he blocked her because of that. Then Paige got annoyed with Rich for blocking her, and Paige wanted to know why Rich blocked her, all of this. So there was this conversation between Rich and Paige. Paige is sharing Rich's voice notes to her.
This is what he said verbatim.
And shut up. You never tried to have a conversation with me, because if you really did, you would have called me, and you didn't call. not post it in a comment, not post it in a tweet. You would call, okay? And you wouldn't be, and if you really cared, you wouldn't be on Twitter fighting with people and arguing about the drama community. You don't care. So shut up. Hey.
That's not the one I wanted. Hold on.
The only one who called me was Margot and Vanessa. And we talked it out. And they're like, yeah, I understand. I get the gig.
That's not true. Not true at all. What happened is Vanessa sent him a voice note, and so did Margot, as did everybody else. That's not true. That's not true at all. His version of events is entirely skewed to make it out like nobody reached out to him privately. Everybody fucking did.
So according to Paige, everybody in the group chat sent Rich Lux voice messages saying that they, didn't think any of this was cool and all of that. So they all warned Rich that they weren't happy with his behaviour. But at the end of the day, just because you send your friend voice messages saying that you're not happy, all of this, you think you're giving them advice, it doesn't mean that they then have to take that advice from you, Rich is a grown man, he's an adult, he can do what he wants. Then the conversation moved on to this whole thing about the video clip of Nick Snyder from 2019 that Paige, Nick and Dustin all thought that was being shared and thought had been shown to the YouTuber Van Luke. This clip was allegedly from 2019 Christmas time, so something to do with a Christmas party that they'd had, and Paige was there and Nick was there, Dustin was there, they were all there. And then after Paige had gone home, back to the UK, something bad happened with Nick. And this is what they think was shared between other people.
Sometimes, especially when the police get involved, because they're not essentially equipped to handle, mental health crises, etc., that, go alongside somebody who has a relapse and stuff like that. Usually when somebody has a relapse, something big has happened or something happens to them privately that makes them do or choose to use, right? When that did happen with Nick, what we wanted was for them to see that he was in a genuine mental health crisis, like it was a problem that needed to be dealt with.
But since we're in the business of holding people accountable, I was just wondering if you're gonna hold your friend Rich accountable, because there's a reason that you don't know. This whole behind the scenes bullshit that you keep saying, I know things about you from behind the scenes. Well, let me tell you something from behind the scenes, bitch. Are you gonna hold your friend accountable for holding a video over my head from 2019 when I was extremely high and the police and paramedics were in my apartment because they were taking me to the hospital for my safety because I was gonna OD? Yeah, the video clip where I was talking to the police and paramedics and saying very, very disturbing things, including things about my own personal health. Yeah, that video clip that I'm talking about is a video clip that your friend decides to show other YouTubers and show other people that have been around. Maybe you've already seen it because you've spent a lot of time with him. But yeah, the joke is, oh, is he gonna relapse again because it's coming up on that time of year? Seems nice, right? So I guess my question would be, do we need to continue going?
Again, because they're unequipped, is that they criminalize these individuals. So they'll put them in a jail cell instead of, 5150 in them or, putting them in a rehabilitation center, which is where they need to be. So these
videos essentially were, these videos that, I've seen.
These videos were essentially made so that the police could never misconstrue it for being something else other than what it was. Because we didn't want him to go to jail. When we called the police to be involved in all that kind of stuff, we didn't want him to go to jail. We wanted him to get help. Two different things. And sometimes the police can criminalize individuals without having a full understanding or knowledge of how that shit works, So we were filming, essentially I went there, obviously I was back in England, so that we had resources to show the police what actually did take place, that he was only really a danger to himself and not others around him, that he shouldn't be criminalized for this. Do you understand what I mean? Welcome to America. The same thing happens over here in Britain, and I would have done the same thing if it happened here in Britain, 100%.
Okay, so of course I wasn't there for any of this. I don't know these people personally, once again, but what I do have is a screenshot that Rich Lux himself sent me just the other day when I had asked Rich about Nick Snyder's voice tweet, claiming that Rich had been showing people a video of Nick in a bad way. Now, when I spoke to Rich about this, he sent me this screenshot that Nick, it seems, had reached out to him first, talking about this video clip from 2019, where he was saying, oh, the video clip is coming up once again from people that don't know me personally. So, you know, I'm going to talk about that. And then Nick put out his voice tweet. But prior to that, Rich had responded to Nick saying this, that he didn't actually have the video clip in question. He hadn't been showing it to anybody. So I really don't know how this has become Nick Snyder saying that people have seen a video clip of him when Rich is claiming that no, he hasn't showed anyone any video clip of Nick. He hasn't done that to Nick, but Nick jumped the gun, I think, and assumed that Rich had shown this video clip to Van Luke and maybe to other YouTubers. Paige is saying that she's seen it, and of course I don't know any of that is fact. I can only go on what I see as an outsider here. And I'm also just going to point out while we're here that in Rich's response to Nick, he does say that he told Van Luke to stop defending him and all of that. So it's like, I don't know. I really don't think that Rich did show any video clip to Van Luke. Although Paige is claiming she's seen it and Nick thinks that that's what happened. I don't think it happened. And here I'm also going to say that I wouldn't normally share a screenshot that anyone had sent me in confidence, but I think it's necessary for this video because it shows you guys that Nick approached Rich and said, oh, this video clip is coming up and I'm going to talk about it. It's almost as if like that was a bit of a threat to Rich from Nick in my eyes. I don't know what you guys think or how you guys see that, but the fact that Nick approached Rich ahead of both Vanessa and Paige talking about this, the fact that Nick approached Rich to talk about this 2019 video clip that he thought Rich had shown to Van Luke, the fact that Nick did that, it's kind of like, was Nick jumping the gun? Was Nick being paranoid that people were seeing things that they weren't seeing? You know what I mean? So I wouldn't share this screenshot at all if I didn't think that it was necessary to show you that bit of information.
So it's just, unfortunately, the police are ill-equipped when it comes to mental health issues. In the UK, when there's a mental health crisis or a drug-induced crisis, we call the ambulance service rather than the police service. Because again, ambulance service are a little bit more equipped, not 100% equipped over here, but a little bit more equipped to deal with it. He was only a danger to himself, not to anybody else.
So without Rich being here to defend himself, what I've got from Paige responding to It's Vanessa's video here is, I've got Paige saying she's seen these video clips of Nick, that she wasn't in the States at the time when it all happened. The only one who was there was Rich. Rich was supposed to be looking out for Nick while he was going through this bad time, and allegedly they had told Rich, or somebody had asked Rich or someone on his team to record Nick for legal purposes, just in case the police tried to put Nick in jail or something like that, which that I can understand, that I get, right? But at the moment, this is all kind of Paige's word against Rich and Van Luke, because Paige is saying that she's seen these video clips of Nick. Then you've got Rich saying, no, I don't have those video clips. I never showed it to Van Luke. So at the moment, it's all, you know, kind of each against each other with this. There's no kind of clarity because it is just Rich's word against Paige's word on this one. So I'm like, I really don't know what happened here, you know. What I've been told from Rich is, again, that he hasn't showed this video clip of Nick to anybody. But then you've got people like It's Vanessa making a video coming out saying that, again, Rich did show this video clip of Nick in a bad way to people. Then you've also got Paige, again, saying that, yes, this clip of Nick was going around and that Rich was showing it to people. So I really don't know who exactly to believe at this point with this, but I know that both Van Luke and both Rich have told me personally that no, the video clip of Nick wasn't shared between them. Van Luke didn't see it. Rich didn't show it to Van Luke. Okay, so I'm going to end this video here. Sorry it's been a little bit longer and sorry it's been a voiceover, but at the end of the day, you know, there was a lot to include from Vanessa and from Paige. Honestly, my feelings are that they are trying to cancel Rich. They think that's what he deserves. I mean, I don't know about all of that, but what I will say is, you know, I wanted to make this video more fun. I didn't want this to be like a dark video, but at the end of the day, when you're talking about something like Nick having a bad time going through what he was going through, that's not not really something that you can laugh at. That's not something that I would joke about, because addiction to me is a very serious topic. You know, it's something that I've been through, and it's not something that I'm going to joke about when somebody else goes through it. So if it does turn out that Rich has shared this video clip of Nick in a bad way, then yeah, I would be seriously disappointed in Rich. I don't know what the truth is. All I know is that I've got information from Rich that's telling me, no, he hasn't shared this clip with Van Luke. That is all I know about the situation. But, you know, it's unfair that they attacked Van Luke over an assumption, in my opinion. And I just think that, you know, I hope they can all kind of sort this out between them. And it's sad that it's all played out publicly. I really hope they can sort it out in private. Maybe, you know, try and mend their friendships, or maybe realise that they were bullying people over assumptions and all of that. Let me know what you guys think about all of this drama, and I will see you on the next one, where I will be back on camera. We'll be in makeup and wigs and having a bit more fun, you know. But this girl, I just had to come and make a video on this because it's a lot. It's messy, and honestly, it's like each against each other at the moment. The drama channels are all eating each other. So take care, stay safe, stay well, and I will see you soon. Mwah. Bye.